All right. Well, welcome to what will be the first video in a series of videos that I am going to be doing in the future. And this, very specifically, this set of videos will be covering progression of angles on all the maps that we play competitively. This is one thing that I find newer players or players need to touch up on very frequently when they're playing the game, and it helps you to build good muscle memory so that you're no longer thinking about positioning anymore, and you just develop good positioning as a result. In the future, I'll work on videos explaining some utility, general strategies, and just a general aim guide in the future, but this is a big part of aim. All this is crosshair placement, map knowledge, and correct peeking. Which there's a variety of peaks that you can use. Most of this will be requiring a jiggle peek, just so you can gain information and stop on a dime. This is mainly meant for entry fraggers or when you're in a clutch and you need to take things very slowly. So whenever your team decides to slow down, this is where you want to start working these angles, and it's good just to build these into your mechanics overall and build it into your brain so you have a good idea of how to do this by muscle memory. So we're going to start on Mirage here, obviously, and we're going to work our way into amp, or A from ramp, then we're going to work our way from A into from Palace. We're going to work out mid, and we're going to go cat to B and apps to B. So we'll work on that. First thing you want to do, starting this progression of angles on A, is look for this bench peak early in the round. Oppers can cross over to bench here, or just a player in general can cross over to bench. You might be able to do some damage early, or an opper can jump up on this bench that's over here, and they can get a pretty good angle. See in ramp, which is a little annoying to deal with. After that, you want to keep mindful of lower stairs. Opper peak there, but then you want to be prepared to swing for upper stairs, and you want to clear that because upper stairs is where an opper generally peek you, and if you do see the opper there, then you're going to be looking lower stairs because he will probably rotate. It's later in the round. Be aware of that angle. Throw a molly right here if you can as first man just to get this guy out, and good practice is to just hold the molly because if there is anyone there, they're going to try and swing out on you. So that's a good idea there. Then we're going to move up to this level ground here. And the reason for that is because all the angles that we're about to clear are on one horizontal plane. So first of all, we're going to jiggle peek out to the side of triple. And then over to the first angle of CT, the second angle of CT, keeping mindful of this head glitch right here on this box. The left side for them of triple, clearing, still holding on this to the other side of triple missiles, or I'm sorry, of missiles area. And then over to Firebox, still holding for anyone on this head glitch possibly until we're here at this point. At this point, you can throw a molly anywhere in this top right. I know this isn't a utility video, but anywhere in this top right corner of this with a little bit of a run, we'll molly out under Balk, and then of course hold it like we said. Jump up on this box right here and start pushing this, and you're able to see anyone in this corner, and your Palace player will be able to clear this corner when he comes out. So. Assuming this is already mollied, you can go up onto Tetris, but we're going to stick to the ground since that's where all the angles are really at. So, again, assuming you have this mollied, we're going to work over the stairs, keeping in mind all the time of this potential peak. After you've cleared an angle, never become lax to it. Keep your peripheral vision open to anyone possibly swinging from it, those common spots where they will swing. So we're going to swing to this left side of jungle right here, and then to the right side of jungle. Or what I like to do is come up right to the A, right on the eclipse of the shadow so your body's not showing, and then you can Ferrari peek this angle, which this is like kind of like the king of the Ferrari peek. It really only works on certain maps, but it's essentially getting as close to an angle as you can, and then wide swinging very far and pre-firing that angle and stopping on a dime. And that looks really crazy from their screen. It looks like you just covered like 15 feet of ground in under a second. So it looks pretty crazy like that. So you can Ferrari peek that angle, and then back up a little bit and work your way. An opper can be holding on this spot, and then you want to be looking lower until you get to here and still kind of go between these two to cat. And then you're over. So that's all from a ramp. Let's go up Palace. A tricky spot to be is Palace, especially if you have a rifle and not an op, because you're going to be fighting ops most of the time here. So you're really an info gatherer, and it's a very important position to hold and play. Because you need control of this to effectively execute sight. So you're going to aim number one for getting an eye on jungle, and if you know someone's there, just simply back up right here, look lower stairs, and then be ready to swing for this stairs head glitcher. Swing out a little further, and you can get this guy here if it's not cleared, and then here if it's not cleared. Really quick, again, another molly to note. It is at the second pillar on this cutout right here. You bring out a molly. Aim pretty high in this area, just about there. Light the molly. Take a few steps forward. No shift, just running, and let it rip. That one botched a little bit. Let's see. I wonder why that's not coming. Alright. Yeah, just practice that molly. Again, it's like a running throw. I think you need to run a little bit further than I tried to the first 2 times. But that's a good molly to get under Balk if you're not there. When you're coming out Palace, again, this is a pretty sketchy spot, but assuming you have to come out Palace or this is smoked off of some sort by your 2 smokes, look for this triple player. Look for someone also on top of missiles, so you kind of like this. This head glitch is really common right here, which looks like this. This head glitch is really common. Be prepared for that. So once you come out here, then you're looking here, and then you're going to look to the side of triple as you're coming across. CT, look ninja, and then firebox, and you can drop, look behind if you need to, and you move forward on the site. So that's going to be A. Let's move over to mid real quick. Quick smoke to know for mid that's really important is the lurk smoke, which is simply done by getting all the way on this trash can in the corner, looking at this far top right, if that'll wallbang, just the far top right corner of the right antenna, and just a left click. And what that'll do is it'll give you a nice little bank smoke that will protect you from jungle and window when you cross out. Be aware though, you do become exposed right about here, but they have to be holding really deep to hold that. So all you really have to worry about is this angle or looking lower. Also, if someone's lower, they'll only see your feet, but you'll also see them. Working up mid, you can throw a window smoke, which I won't do just because we're assuming this is dry. So you're going to kind of be holding window until you get to this spot in which you can peek toward ladder. And as you're walking up ladder, once you're at about this angle, you're prepared to fight the cat corner. Then you can drop lower, again, still holding this. Watch this angle right here, that's really nasty. Bench, behind triple won't really be all that noticed. Just keep an eye on the stairs, and then of course this corner right here. You can jump up on the bench to get an angle onto cat all the way across, which is really solid. And of course there's this jump. That's pretty easy to do. So that's mid. Working into B from window. Assuming this is like smoked off or something, you're gonna look up window and you can check this corner, just make sure it's clear, but this is where we get into the real angles right here. So you're gonna first check here on this corner. Then you're gonna move forward, keeping an eye on window. If there's someone there, that can prove pretty dangerous. Clearing sight, looking bench, swinging a little further, you can go out bench as well. And then you're gonna be looking sight mainly for this part. You can clear up to market door. And then when you get to right here, you're gonna wide swing out this way so that you peek this angle and reduce the angles that you're exposed from. And then you can keep working up forward, market window if that's popped, hold that, and just kind of keep clearing towards sight. So that's really your job as this player, is to kind of cut off market. You're kind of like splitting this part of the site and cutting this off. Your apps players should ideally get bench under control, although keep aware of this angle right here, which is beneficial if you clear for them. So perhaps after you get to this angle, I would recommend swinging this one, because this is a real bitch to clear if you're an apps player. So moving up into apps, this is the last one that we'll do. Moving into apps, first thing you're going to look is van on this left side, just simply because it's really a bad angle to fight sometimes. It's not a good angle for the CTs, but not terrible. Next, you're going to be looking through these bars as you move up here, and this will give you an eye on anyone playing that corner of sight. And then you're going to keep kind of jiggle peeking out, checking this angle right here, then over to this angle, then over to this angle, and then market window. As you back up, though, I would recommend doing this pretty far back the entire way up. You can go into here, and then once you get here, you have a pretty rough position to play. You can even crouch all the way up here and go to bench and just kind of get a little pop peek. This part is pretty hard. There's a really gross angle that CTs can play right here crouched, and they'll see your head before you can even see them. So that's a really solid angle to play. And also you have to be aware of this guy playing here or maybe here. So one thing I would recommend is mollying this. Just very simple. Just throw it. It will knock them out wherever you need them to be once you get to a certain point. And then you can worry about clearing this guy and then this right here, and then go a little deeper up to here. As you're moving up window here, you can look for this guy. You're not gonna be able to see him or anyone tucked in that corner, so that gets pretty sketchy. But clear this part of sight, clear here if you can. Look deep bench, and then you're good to drop while looking window. That's a very important thing to do, is look window. Clear the left as you move up, staying protected by this right here, and then you're good to swing market door if you'd like. So that covers Mirage for progression of angles. Anything you would like to discuss or any questions, let me know. And I'll see you in the next one.